Hello, welcome to the Black C-Suite Challenges and Opportunities from the Controllers Council. My name is Brandt Kucharski, Chief Accounting Officer of Grubhub, member and frequent contributor to the Controllers Council. I'm so excited to be here today. We have an absolute all-star cast to discuss today. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce our panelists, Kofi Bruce, Chief Financial Officer of General Mills, Raphael, Chief Financial Officer of Stack Overflow, and our panelist and moderator, Sarah Harris, General Counsel of the accounting firm Armanino. I will now turn things over to Sarah Harris to tell you about today's agenda. Sarah, you're up.
All right, thanks, Brandt. I love the enthusiasm. I feel super jazzed. I love it. Well, so good afternoon, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm honored to be here with the Controllers Council today to talk about a really important topic. So, as Brandt mentioned, my name is Sarah Harris. I am currently General Counsel of Armanino. I've been the General Counsel of 2 accounting firms, 1 Major League Baseball team, and been an associate and a partner at multiple large law firms in the Midwest and West Coast. So that's my life story in a nutshell. But today, today I'm partnering with Controllers Council for some real conversation about the lack of Black executives in company C-suites and the accounting and finance industries more broadly. So definitely a topic very close to my heart and really important. So thanks to the Controllers Council for putting this together, and thanks to all of you for joining us today. Here's a quick look at today's agenda. We're going to talk about sponsors briefly, dive into our discussion with the panel, and then we're going to take your questions. So we want today to be interactive. We want you to engage. If you have questions, please do type them in the chat, and we'll try to get to as many as we can. Quick administrative matter is that this webcast is being recorded and will be posted on the Controllers Council website in the next 24 hours. And a link will be shared with attendees by email. So you can relive all of the highlights later if you would like. So of course, sponsors are the key to existence, right, for all organizations. So these are the sponsors that help Controllers Council, so huge thanks to them. So it's Bill.com, fully digitized AP and AR, no in-person approvals or paper needed, various convenience, especially during COVID times. Flowcast, a financial close management software and the controller's best friend. And Armanino, a top 25 accounting and technology consulting firm. And we at Armanino, we strive to be a strategic business partner to the accounting and finance industry. So I want to start briefly by framing the problem using some telling statistics. So quick caveat, words do matter, so I do want to give you some context. So I identify as a Black woman with a capital B, and so that's the word that I generally use to describe myself, and people like me, but I am not offended by the use of African American, and I know there are others who prefer that term, so we may use the terms interchangeably today. So even though we represent approximately 13% of the US population, we'll know more after the census this year, right? So 13% of the population, but we're only 3.3% of executives or senior leaders in Fortune 500 companies are Black. So that is a pretty sad number. Even sadder, only 3 Black CEOs in Fortune 500 companies remain. So the CEO of Tapestry just stepped down last week. So we literally are losing ground in the month of July 2020. Also note that all 3 of them are Black men. Only 2 Black women have ever led Fortune 500 companies, and the most recent was an interim CEO in 2019. So sort of dismal numbers there. even sadder, less than 1%. So it's 0.7% of CPAs are Black, according to NABA, the National Association of Black Accountants. What is striking about this stat is that while Latinx and Asian CPA percentages have grown healthily over the last few decades, the extremely low percentage of Black CPAs, right around that 1% mark, has remained relatively unchanged for decades. So something that needs to be worked on. And I just actually spoke earlier today about a friend of mine who works at the AICPA who talked about, they've really tried to focus on this issue and increase the pipeline for the accounting industry among Black students. So they're really interested in ideas and efforts. So now that we're depressed about the bad numbers, right, dismal numbers, but Kofi and Jerry are here and they're doing it, right? They're living it. They're showing us it can happen. So let's jump in with them. So Kofi,